Good morning. My name is Eli Leggett, a junior political science major, and today I'm going to be talking about Oxfam International, which is an international organization that helps fight poverty around the globe. I decided to do my project on Oxfam International because they are the forefront in fighting poverty around the world. As you can see on the map, Oxfam International is a different mix of 19 international organizations that work across 90 plus countries to fight poverty and give aid to hundreds of cultures from around the globe. They work in different continents such as Africa, Asia, South America, as well as even North America. Even though Oxfam International is a huge proponent when it comes to giving aid around the world, their history is fairly recent. So, starting in 1942 in Great Britain, Oxfam started as just giving resources and aid to people within Great Britain. However, around World War II, whenever there was naval blockages around Greece, Oxfam branched out and started sending resources and food to women and children in need in Greece. They then became international in 1995, and that's when they really took off, having different offices placed around the world to provide aid to all countries in the world. Oxfam International offers a variety of resources and aid to many countries around the globe. Their own slogan is Making Poverty History because their aim is to get rid of poverty in every single country around the world. Other than that, they also strive to create better governments in countries that may not have the best governmental systems. They provide emergency relief, kind of like the American Red Cross and FEMA. They also try to create better human rights for people in working conditions in lower income and underdeveloped countries. Oxfam International also focuses on climate change, and they do different reports to combat climate change and bring more awareness to governments from around the world. And they also fight for women's rights as well as education rights for kids in less developed countries. Oxfam International is built up of many different affiliates who are spread out from across the globe. Oxfam International's president, which in this case is called a secretariat, is Winnie Byanyima, and she is stationed in Nairobi, Kenya. She oversees many of the different country headquarters, some of which are located in Geneva, Moscow, and Addis Ababa. Some other affiliate countries are the United States of America, Germany, China, as well as Russia and Brazil. All of these countries help focus on different issues that reside in their country. So, for example, issues in China may be more focused towards climate change, while issues in Brazil may be focused more into agribusiness and economic resources. Oxfam International has done many things around the world and has worked on a variety of issues throughout the world, working in every continent and even countries that are viewed as pretty developed countries. For example, Oxfam has been working in Afghanistan since 1961 and has been providing developmental and humanitarian support in eight of Afghanistan's provinces. Since Afghanistan is a country plagued with deep conflict, Oxfam has been working to understand the climate of the country and the people within it, as well as provide solutions to the officials of this country to help solve the problems that are truly at hand. Oxfam also works in countries that are stuck with poverty like Algeria. This country, which is located in the desert, is also full of refugee camps where many citizens have been in for almost all of their lifetimes. This environment offers little to no opportunities for citizens to do their own agriculture or create their own livelihoods through employment and labor. Oxfam has also been working in South America and especially Brazil over the past few decades. Oxfam is working to create solutions for Brazil's agribusiness due to the massive exploitation of the country's natural resources. Because of the need for income, the agribusiness in Brazil is using irresponsible maneuvers to create capital gain for their country, exploiting as much as 30% of the natural resources available to Brazil. Finally, Oxfam is doing work in Europe in the country of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Oxfam has been working in this country since the early 90s, collaborating to create a better enterprise in this country. They are trying to build a better private sector, work to facilitate a more reasonable government, build a civil society, and make an environment where citizens have access to their natural resources and allows them to live a better functioning life. When it comes to Oxfam International's global role, they are an organization with say on some issues and are looked to for advice when groups like the United Nations are seeking solutions on different world problems. Oxfam has been referred to as BINGO, which stands for Big International Non-Governmental Organization. They are structured in a format much like a corporation without a democratic internal structure, and instead of addressing the different causes of issues, they directly attack the effects that are present. Oxfam is also the organization that is a fact getter for different global issues that arise. So, whenever an issue, such as an epidemic, refugee crisis, or natural disaster erupts, Oxfam is usually first on the scene and will relay information to the media. This allows them to be the forefront of information and also allows Oxfam to let major countries know what the relief effort is currently and also what relief is still needed and expected. This is a perfect example of global governance because this allows Oxfam to sort of sway what countries are hearing and what aid they will send to help Oxfam's cause. Oxfam also has had interference with globalist corporations and their business practices that may affect low scale farmers. For example, this happened in 2006 when Oxfam stepped in to stop Starbucks from exploiting coffee farmers in Ethiopia and their agriculture. Because of Oxfam's involvement in this situation, Starbucks officials and Ethiopian government officials sat down and worked out a better contract that would suit the farmers and not let their work go underpaid. Oxfam also defended workers in the Philippines when Oxfam demanded Dole to remove their fresh fruit stickers that said ethical choice. They did this because of the poor working conditions for workers in the Philippines. Finally, Oxfam stepped in and was a key part in global governance when it came to the conflict between Israel and Palestine. Oxfam has been a key supporter of the two-state solution and has been a key proponent in expressing their findings and beliefs to other countries to gain support for the solution. Even though there have been some controversies with Oxfam and its different employees and some of the corporate offices and officials, Oxfam still remains one of the best supporters to remove people out of poverty and give relief to underdeveloped countries. This organization works tirelessly to provide relief and development for groups and cultures around the world, and the United States is